Yes. Now, if you know anything about us on this podcast, we don't really like to. I don't really like to talk about like recent events. Every day there's a viral thing going on. Somebody's on TikTok sharing their life or sharing their story. Somebody did a dance. Somebody did a crate challenge. Somebody's doing something dumb. And I don't know. If to me, I'm just so like I don't want to say above it, but it's beyond me. Like I don't really give anything that's going viral at any point in time really much attention, especially since a lot of these things I like it. I didn't hear like it doesn't come as a shock to me. I haven't been shocked by a recent event in a while, but when some time passes, some months, some weeks, whatever the time period, then I like to come back and see if we can actually. Now, I don't like hype. Once the hype is gone, let's get to that. That's what I like. So I say that all to say, you probably heard about these two or these individuals. A Philadelphia couple who went viral for showing off their storage unit home gets kicked out. We were just trying to survive. An unhoused Philadelphia couple, Leland Brown Jr. and his partner, recently gained attention on social media when they showcased their unique living situation in a storage unit. However, the newfound online fame led to an unexpected, unexpected consequence as the building's manager took action against them, resulting in their eviction. Despite the setback, the couple remains hopeful and seeking support to secure a stable living situation for themselves and their 7-year-old son. So, well, I mean, we'll get to that. Some of that. Let's like I said, again, you probably seen these couple. They did some TikToks that went extremely viral of themselves living in a storage unit. Yes, a little storage unit. So let's see some of what they've experienced or what they're going through. I think it's in order, but we might have to start. Let me see. I didn't look at this before we started the thing, but scroll over. Part two. Is there a part one? We're preparing. Keep going. Part three. Okay, so you can go start from the beginning. Okay.
I live in a storage unit because it's cheap in comparison to an apartment. Living here is actually really comfortable. I get a lot of things that I need and want to get done here. I can exercise.
First of all,
I can use the bathroom. I can play music anywhere in the unit.
no, you can't.
It's climate controlled in here, so it's nice and warm. This unit is 24 hours, so I can come here anytime I want, stay here as long as I need to. We can take naps if we need to and go to sleep. So this is our living space.
First of
Very,
all,
very thankful to have
that
this
woman
space.
don't know what
The
she's on.
next goal is to get an
Sorry.
RV. The next goal after that, tiny home. And if we want to eat, I just cook right out front. Or we'll just
Sorry, I shouldn't be talking during that thing. Does anyone have any comments, questions, or concerns based off this clip?
Uh, I have plenty, but we can continue.
No, get it off your heart. Get it off your chest.
I will get into it, but I'm gonna be a hater again. Just giving you a
What
heads up.
What is there to hate about? You have a young man. He expressed that this is
We'll
this
get
is
into it.
this is a cheaper living arrangement than living in an apartment, which is true. We know the cost of rent is out of control these days. The cost of rent is too damn high, just like that brother said. He's living with his partner and apparently a child, which is I don't know about you putting a child. I think CPS would come knocking. Well, I don't know what they're back on.
I pray and hope it's not a child
I
living
don't.
in there.
I mean, amen. He has all the amenities that he would need. The bathroom, which
Yep,
really,
that's all true. That's
which
all
is really the
true.
only amenity he really has. I guess he has warmth in there too. He has space. Again, that whole space. The only thing that whole space is not for him. I think that's where he got is too big. He got too big for his britches. You shouldn't be not running around in a storage unit playing music. Like that's not all. You don't live at. Well, obviously you don't live, but you don't own the entire storage unit. You own one
Yeah,
compartment of the storage unit.
that's all fine. Why the hell are you stupid enough to post it on TikTok?
That is what the
That
topics. That is
why
what
the
the
hell?
topic surrounds.
Sorry,
So we'll get there.
continue.
But let's see. More of what they got going on.
food inside of the unit. Sandwiches. A lot of times we make salad. If we want to get power, we use our power bank. They also have power here so we can charge our power bank.
This shit is not
Me and my baby will live here as long as we need to until we get the shelter that we want.
No, you
Because
won't.
we're living here, now we can save up more money to get what we really want. We're in it for the long haul. Thank you for the support. Thanks for watching.
Wait, hold up. I gotta take a quick break.
Okay.
One second.
We'll be right back. There we go. We're back. Okay, so what happened? Anyway, yeah. So the guys living. This is not much talk. But the guy's living there. He for some reason went on TikTok and showed his life. And I say for some reason, but I think we're all conscious enough to know the digital age that we're in, where everything and anything and everything is showcased on the internet for people's consumption. So let's not act all surprised.
This kind of goes back to my point from last topic.
Yeah, but the thing is, the consequence that this brother is about to face is not the same a consequence that Logic or somebody else would face. And let's see the consequence of what happened.
Different.
And it says the unfortunate result of there you go.
The higher ups found out about my video and went so viral. We ended up getting kicked out. Now we're just trying to figure out where to go and what we're gonna do with all of our stuff. We're gonna have to get a new storage unit. So yeah, we got kicked out.
Look at the solution.
I don't know what to do.
She
right
look
now.
pissed.
We're trying to figure it out. It's a lot. It's a lot of
She does not
uncertainty.
look
We
happy.
can't live here anymore. And we can't make videos in here anymore. Now all we have is a tent, and it's freezing cold outside. Just can't live in a storage unit anymore. Figured I was gonna get kicked out, but I'm willing to take risks. You know, have a crazy come up, a great come up. You know, it was a risk. I was willing to take it so I can get out of here. Now we got a free hotel. After getting kicked out of the storage unit, now we got a free hotel. It's so cold outside. We don't have to stay outside in the cold.
Not only can we get out of the cold for the weekend, but we can also use this time to figure out what we're gonna do next, where we're gonna put our storage at, and who we can call to help us. We're also gonna be making a lot of money moves while we're here.
Wait.
What?
Where did the freehold? What?
Now we start to get to what, the relative point of the topic is. So, along with, us living in a digital age comes the fact that clout can be converted into cash, as we all know. So, obviously, maybe the thing will specify, scroll up a bit more. Because I don't know the entire concept of all this. Leland Brown Jr.'s parents found themselves without a home and decided to make the most of the situation by turning a self-storage unit into, I can't read all of that, obviously,
Oh, I thought you wanted.
into a temporary living room. Their video showcasing the comfortable setup, complete with their furniture and amenities, and viral TikTok, garnering over 11 million views. Brown explained that their intention was to save money while working towards finding a more permanent home. So they had good intentions. I don't have any rent. How much does it cost for a storage unit? Somebody look that up real quick. Unfortunately, the online couple popularity caught the attention of a storage unit manager leading the storage unit manager. He's like, hey, wait a minute. They're from Philadelphia? I know that storage unit. Leading to eviction. In the video posted on January 19th, Brown shared the news with his followers, expressing uncertainty about the next steps. However, a kind-hearted individual stepped in. Somebody that saw their TikTok, has sympathy for these individuals, probably lived in the Philadelphia area. Kind-hearted individual stepped in and arranged for the couple to stay in a hotel for a few days, providing them with some much-needed respite. So we got kicked out of our storage unit. The higher-ups found out about my video. Of course, they found out it went viral. It got 11 million views. And we went viral and we ended up getting kicked out. Now we're trying to figure. It's just a quote from the video. So, yeah, these people use their living situation, turn it into content. The content turned to clout, and the clout turned to a free hotel. What's the problem?
What? Oh my god!
I guess what's the last thing? Is it just like an update, or is it just a TLDR?
And making some content
Oh.
for you guys. So
Yeah,
stay
stay tuned.
posted.
Oh, there you go, man.
Oh my god, bro!
I'm waiting to see the problem, and by waiting,
Oh
there's nothing but problems. So, you guys saw the videos. You have the context. What do you make of this? Because this is not uncommon at all. Like I said in the beginning, everyone is posting their stories, their lives on social media and on the internet these days for to get it in front of millions of views, potential millions of people potentially, and you never know it can go viral. I'm pretty sure when these people posted this video or this brother, because you in a lot of the videos that the homegirl was trying to get some rest. When they posted, they didn't think this was gonna go in front of millions of people. They didn't think the property manager would catch wind of it, even though that's completely foolish. Even if you have 2 followers, don't post about your personal business that you don't want to get out there. They didn't know that it would turn into like people speaking about it and things of that nature. So they just didn't know, but it did work. And well, I don't know about worked, but it did translate into like another temporary living situation. So I say all that to ask, um, what do you guys think? Do you think people should be broadcasting their lives, or do you think the fact that people broadcasting lives is more acceptable in this day and age, or do you think that people should be a bit more, preserve these type of things and keep it to themselves? Keeping in mind that we do live in a digital age where people are, doing things for clout. Seems like you had a couple things to get off your heart and your chest. Go ahead.
I, I don't like being a hater. That's actually not true. But
What a way to
well,
start.
pretend I don't like being a hater. But like, come on, bro. Like, if you find a method, and I'm not saying this is the best method, but it was a method. I don't have a problem with what they were doing. They found something that worked.
You have a problem with them living in a storage unit?
Yeah, I mean, as long as they have a fine, it's not legal. But again, I don't have any
So
big
you're okay with
issue
people
with it.
doing illegal things?
You got to do what you got to do to survive. I'm 100% not hating on that. I do not care. They found a decent situation. They were trying to make the best of
So
it.
could somebody live
I'm
outside of your property if it was legal?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not my property. It's
Well, I'm saying if you had a property and the outside of it was legal, like the literal sidewalk of the door, they could live there. You would be cool with them doing that?
I mean, I don't want to see that, but
I actually like that.
I'm just
I actually
again,
like
this
that
isn't.
response because you could have said
It's
you
not like they
could.
were living outside of somebody's house. It was
No, I
a
know.
commercial building,
I
so
just like your response. That's all. Sorry.
but yeah, I don't have any. I don't have any problem circumventing the law. But
That's a wild thing to
if
say.
you were stupid enough to post it online and not expect any, again, you're doing something that's illegal. What did you expect, bro? Like, just keep it off TikTok. Keep,
I mean,
I don't.
but isn't that the whole thing? They didn't expect this to go viral.
Why would you put it on TikTok in the first place if you don't expect it to go viral? What is your goal? What are you trying to gain from this? Is it money? Because if it's not going viral, you're not getting any money out of it.
I
It's
mean,
just you're that.
there's a difference between like some people being privy to it and the things being viral, like so to far
Why do you
reform,
want anyone privy to it?
because
Why?
they're showcasing their life, like which we all
Why?
doing.
Why do? Okay, okay. This I'm being super hater right now.
2024. You don't have to be a hater or like an enjoyer
Bro,
of it. I'm just like I think you are 100% conscious of why people share their lives.
but why? Again, I get that certain people want to share their lives. They have get ready with me videos and vlogs and day in life. I personally, I don't give a shit about that. I will never do it. But I get certain people want to do that.
Never say never.
That's fine. But if you cannot control your impulse when you're doing something illegal, this is like all people that be posting these methods, these illegal methods online. For one, if you have a good method, even if it's illegal, keep it to
Give it
yourself
yourself.
so you can be the only one that exploits it. You don't want everyone doing your method and it gets circulated and then people it gets cracked down on. You don't want that. Like if you're
Yeah.
that attention starved that you need the attention and you can't bear it if someone isn't privy to your life just for likes and it's crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
you're not wrong. Because
It's
by the way, this particular hack is not like a secret hack. Like people have been, you know,
Yeah,
sneaking into
people do this. I
their
know
storage
someone
room.
that was in a situation like this, and
Oh,
it sucks. But it's like you don't broadcast it because again, you're trying to survive, and I have no problems with that. Don't be stupid enough to post it online. Like,
I got you. So well, I mean, you already don't like it, but your main issue is if you're doing something like you shouldn't even be doing in the first place, you definitely shouldn't be doing that
just if they had just kept it off TikTok, off of social media, they'd be chilling. Probably, maybe, but
for a little longer. I think eventually people do catch on to the fact,
yeah,
hey,
they would have
you,
got busted at some point. But
yeah.
I mean,
Fair enough. I can't combat what you're saying because like you did kind of lay the groundwork of why this in particular is kind of stupid. But I think in general, like people are posting their lives and that's not changing. Like we have our phones, they're glued to us. So why would I not turn the camera on? Why would I not go log into Instagram or TikTok and post a live button?
I
Why
think
would
I already mentioned it, but it's like
why would I not do
nobody
that?
gives a shit. Well, apparently people do. A lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
people do.
yeah,
So
exactly.
I
Like
don't know. I can't speak to other people, but I think caring about other people's lives is stupid, and
I don't
think
want to.
it's stupid. I'm saying it.
You're doing
It's
this
stupid.
again. You're doing like
You
the
caring
college
about other
thing.
people's lives, not you, just in general. People caring about other
To
people's lives
some
is
degree,
stupid.
we
You
all
wanting
care.
people to care about your life is stupid. I'm talking
To
about strangers. So if it's person, friends, whatever.
to to some degree, we all care about other people's that we, in theory, will never even come across lives.
We do.
Yes, we even if it's like an artist that you like follow to some degree, like don't get on here and act like there is nobody that if you haven't come across them in your life or maybe won't come across them, you wouldn't care if they live or die. Like you do care to some extent.
Bro, what are you? I mean, sorry. I mean, for like maybe 2 seconds, I might have a fleeting thought. I wonder how this person lives, and then I move on with my life. Like, I'm not actively following anyone.
Which is fair. I'm not saying you're engaged. You're as engaged with people's lives as like
What
the actor, the
in
common
what
person.
capacity do you mean, or are you classifying caring as? Or
I'm saying like we all follow like an artist that we enjoy or like somebody that we've enjoyed their content. Like,
yeah, you
and
follow the content.
I mean the content a
Who's
lot of
out here
time.
caring about people's lives?
Well, one for these people, their content was their life, and for two, like it's pretty close in this day and age, especially like if a person's gotten relatively like famous within the last like 20, 10 years, like their content in their lives is very closely related. Like it's not
Is it?
you'll know something about their life. You'll know if this person has a family, has a son, has something. You're not
I
you'll
don't.
know.
Who you me like
I will 100%
okay.
say that there are content creators where I definitely follow their lives.
All
I'm
right,
not gonna hide
maybe
that.
I'm just the
And
exception to this, but
I would
I cannot believe.
I oh, see,
Bro, I'm
people are
like,
trying to make this personal on this podcast. I'll say that you probably are in the higher echelon of you don't care, but I'm saying there's no one that doesn't care. You'd have to be a grandpa that doesn't even go on the internet to not care at all.
but no, I'm saying why would I care about someone's?
Ask yourself that. Why have you ever
I
like
don't.
had known information about somebody that you don't
I'm
know?
I must be maybe I'm not thinking of something, but like
This
the
is, I
main
mean, this
content that
is
I
kind of
consume,
from,
sports and music,
yeah.
and maybe like some.
Okay. If I were to ask you what's the name of LeBron's wife, could you answer that?
I know it, but does it matter to know
Oh,
it?
oh. If I were to ask you,
It comes
I
up
get.
in the context of sports.
I guess his son's is like not a good example. But if I were to ask you about, I don't know. I don't want to get into
Okay,
the biggest ones
you could
because
like okay, like my favorite NBA player right now is Stephen Curry. I could not tell you the names of his children because I don't care.
but you know his wife
Because
and you know his dad
it comes up in the context of sports.
and you probably know some
Because
things
he's
that
literally a former NBA player.
and you probably know some things that are adjacent to his life. Like you probably heard some like relative conjure. I don't want to you probably have heard some things that have happened within the not related to 100% basketball.
not
So
by
Ghost
choice.
Ghost is saying, I think, that not necessarily he doesn't care, just like flippantly, but it's that
Well,
he
he said
doesn't
he said, "Why would
follow.
you
Well,
care?
You
Don't
don't
try to
follow.
don't
You
try to be
don't
a don't try to
follow
be a
their
bad
lives.
lawyer."
You don't follow their lives. But if something bad happened to them, you would care. You would have some type of empathy. You wouldn't just be like, well, whatever.
I'm not saying bad.
yeah, I mean
The example I
that's
gave him, it's just doing a fact about like people's the name of their wives or the name of people that
Yeah,
are
but
in
he can
relation to
still
them.
not care to know that. I think
well.
Caring
saying
is
What
that,
I'm
knowing.
saying is that
no,
if
no, no,
something
no.
Yes.
You
happened
can
to a
know a fact and
person,
not care about the fact.
well, I'm not saying. I'm saying
No.
if I
What do you
came,
mean?
bro, can I tell you how I actually
No,
feel?
I'm talking to Quest. He's saying
What you're gonna say is irrelevant because if you truly didn't care and you truly didn't want to care, you would have to abstain from the internet and like the
No, okay,
all assets of potentially knowing this information.
that's not okay. This is what
so any information you know you
any
care
info.
about.
I'm going to come across information. I'm not
If it's
saying that.
information that you there's a difference in information that you are going to end up coming across and information that you didn't have to come across. Being on the
Bro,
internet is not a requirement.
bro, it's not just
But you
if
could
you're
just hear something past.
bro. If
Go
I'm
ahead.
on the internet and I'm following the sport, I'm on Twitter or whatever. There's going to be some threads that come up that aren't specifically about the sport. I acknowledge
Yeah,
that,
and you're gonna
and
go in
you
those threads. You're
and
gonna be
I'll
in those
pass.
threads.
No, I will. Okay, I'll passively see a headline. I'm not actively seeking it out because I don't really care. Now, if something came like, oh, X person's
The
daughter
thing is
died
that
or
still
this,
establishes
damn,
my point that you're on these social medias looking at these headlines.
what? That's not. There's a difference between coming across it passively when that wasn't your intent and actively seeking
You
it
being on
out.
social media makes it not passive, is the thing.
No, it's not because I'm not. I'm on social media for a specific purpose, which is like I'm just talking about sports again, but to get information about the sport.
You could easily go to ESB.com. Hey, what was the score? Like let's not conflate what's quote unquote
Yeah,
passive
yeah,
and what's unquote a requirement to
bro.
get
You
the thing
can go
done.
on Twitter to like look at different reactions to the game, the outcome of the videos and stuff. It's
I
See
know.
again,
people's comments.
no, it's not about the comments.
The thing is, I understand you can do
It's
things for other reasons, but I'm saying if you truly didn't care and didn't care to know, there's always A to B route you could go. If you start going through some of these other methods, i.e.,
that.
social
So
media is
you're
the biggest
telling me
one.
that because you tell me that I have to have a complete a clinical approach and I can't interact with anything outside in a
If
manner
you were to
outside of
truly
looking at
taking
the
the stance of
sport.
if you don't care and you don't care to know,
Bro, I
yes.
care. I'm saying I care about the sport in general. So I'm going to go
And
down different avenues to pursue that interest. It's not just limited to one to looking at the ESPN box scores.
okay, that's cool. But by going down some of
I
the
can come across information. You can come across information passively that you don't really care about, but you still retain in some manner because you came across it.
I agree with these things. What I'm saying is some of these avenues is you're putting in care to do.
But no, it's not. It's different because you're putting in effort for a specific reason, and if you get to whatever
Like
the reason you go
I
on,
hear what you're saying and like it sounds good, but
you're
it's
trying to assign me care that I don't have. Like, if I come across like, oh,
you
LeBron's wife
fine.
had
You're
on this
right,
outfit,
but it's based off your actions. Because if you really didn't care, I've already established you would be going the A or B method to not consume anything else.
you can't tell me that because again, I'm trying to get information in a certain manner, and I can probably can't get the information by
And you
going
are
through another
conscious
route.
you're conscious of the fact that these other manners are going could potentially lead to you getting other information. Correct?
Other information that I don't care about that I'll scroll past because I
Okay, now
don't care
you can
about it to
say
get to the
that,
point.
but so you've already crossed the threshold of caring. You're already there. You
No,
care.
what are you saying? You
Hey
can't
man,
tell me I care about something when I don't.
hey man. Somebody could
Just
tell you that.
okay. So
By the
literally
way,
all you're telling
there's
me
a
that every
bevy.
information that you come across on social
You
media,
know what this
you
sounds
care
like?
about it because you're on social media. That's what you're
I'm
saying.
saying, yeah, I'm saying by being on social media, I'm putting myself. I care because I'm on the platform. If I
But
didn't care, if I truly didn't care, I wouldn't be on the platform. But
so every time you come
this
across
is
a
this
crazy
is
post on your front on your I forget what the freaking Twitter thing is called. on your for you
The thing is,
whatever.
I'm not necessarily saying you care about these all these specific like I'm if you were scrolling on TikTok or whatever and you came across this brother's story, I'm not saying you care about the actual story, but I'm not but to say that you don't care, that's assigning, hey, I'm not even trying to even consume this.
No, it means
But
that you come
ultimate
across it, you don't pay it any further attention than when you first encounter it.
well, you know what would get you, you know what would come, you know what would help you so you don't come across it at all, not be on social media. But regardless, you know this
That's a
all this reminds me of like. By the way, you can go to, you know what's funny? Being on like seeing like being on a page like Hollywood Unlocked or the Shade Room. You know what the comments are filled with when there's a topic about something. Like for example, this is a good example of like thing I passively know about because I'm on social media. Blueface and Krishan Rock. Whenever they get into something, you know what the comments are filled with? We don't care. Why is this here? We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. And then you know what somebody's responding to them? Hey, if you don't care, why are you saying you don't care? Why are you on this platform?
Yes, that's
They
correct
don't
because
want them to keep
you're
talking
putting
about
in effort to respond. If you come across a Krishan and Blueface post and you scroll past it, you're showing that you don't care because you ignore it and you scroll past it.
Hey man, you know what? You know what would really showcase you don't care?
That's no, no,
Not
you're
even
lying.
on
You're bugging. You're
not
bugging.
not even owning the app.
You're bugging. You're bugging. You
I
know
mean,
what's funny? I actually did uninstall Twitter.
you know
That's the actual funny thing
this could be something that we
because I
fundamentally.
don't care.
This could be fun. I mean, I believe that, and that show that's a sign that I believe you don't care. This could be something we fundamentally disagree on. But it really is a hard sell that somebody doesn't care, but they actively are allowing themselves to consume the information. It just really doesn't make sense to me. But getting back to the actual topic, because we don't want to get too far off, and it's already going on 3 hours.
Oh my god.
Uh, yeah, I guess Ace, what do you make of this? Are you understanding to why people would share all facets of their life even if it's not in their best interest? Or do you side with people should really be keeping things to themselves, even in this day and age?
Um, yeah, I mostly agree with Ghost that unless the goal was literally to get like the free hotel or whatever, somebody to pay their way at the end, um, this was a very dumb thing to do.
What if it was? What if it was?
Podcast that you're
What if it
doing.
was? What if it was like to inspire? Because again, I'm putting a little low. So
Doesn't have anything to do with
You
all.
trying to inspire people to
well,
move
if
out
you,
of their houses and into storage
well,
units.
if you let me finish, then the train of thought. I'm I'm putting a little loading on this, but it sounded like they were describing, hey, we're doing this so we can save money, and then they express, hey, we have other goals, hey, potentially getting a RV, then potentially getting a small house. So I think a lot of reasons why this particular couple were doing this, and why a lot of people probably do this, is to show their entire the entire story. They don't want to show you where, hey, we got a nice house and we have a nice yard and we have a nice dog. I want to show you, hey, I came from living in a storage unit, RV, cold nights, hot winters or hot summers, sorry. But now I'm here. I was able to do this. I'm just sharing my story. Or I'm showing you guys the entire timeline. So I
Show
think
it
that.
after. Show it after you can't get kicked out the storage unit.
But people like
That'd
are
be actually kind of crazy
and
if
then
you
and
just
then
kept the
going back
videos on deck and then you exploited it afterwards.
and then
That's
going back to the Fat
crazy.
Joe thing. People love authenticity. The raw ingredients of, hey, and this is not just what my past was. This is my reality now.
You
You
can
know
lie and
that,
say it's your
bro. I
reality
mean,
now.
it's still dumb because of the principle of you can get kicked out. Like, if you don't want to
Okay.
get kicked out, this is dumb.
Well, let's just be clear, because that was what Ghost was leaning on. But say this wasn't illegal, would you be 100% fine with this?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, other people do it in ways that aren't illegal. People showing that they live in these tiny homes or all different type of stuff. Like, there's legal ways to do it, and I'm fine with that.
Okay. And then okay, that's fine. And then also, yeah, what about the potentiality of like, get garnering support because you do have a billion views on you? You don't. What about that aspect of it?
Yeah, I mean, if that was the goal, like I said, then it's not dumb, and I think um, yeah, they accomplished it. So I from that perspective, I would say, um, I think I would.
People should keep being viral.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's gonna have this level of success, but
This is true.
sure, if you wanna risk.
But they should try. What you're saying, specifically you.
No, 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 no. I'm not saying you should try
Why
because
shouldn't you try if it could lead
because
to
the
good
negatives
positive results?
are because the negatives can potentially outweigh the positives. It's a consideration. It's not just, hey, if I do this, I'm going to get the support. Um, you can garner the negatives without any support.
You don't gotta take you can't take risks in life.
Yeah, you can. It's a consideration. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying, in my opinion, you shouldn't. If you are going to, then you have to consider both sides.
So you wouldn't recommend people take risks.
Quest. Stop saying
Well, I'm
You inflammatory, bro.
what,
Like you just be.
crazy.
what did you say, and then what did I say, and how was it not different? How are they different things?
You're saying a generalized statement. I'm saying, in my opinion, this is not a risk I would recommend you take. If you are going to take it, weigh both sides. And you just said I don't take risks. That's
Okay,
not what I'm saying.
I'm
There's
okay. Then I'm just if you
three.
didn't say it, all you have to do is clarify. You didn't say it. Um, yeah. The bottom line is, while they did have their what they call it, 15 minutes of fame, it really is just that. I obviously, don't want brothers and sisters out there to just be raw homeless. We don't know what the circumstances led up to them being in this your storage unit, but obviously, while we can be sympathetic of the situation, you do have to move intelligently when you're in these situations. And yeah, if you can foresee or like the thing goes, even if you like, because the outcome of this, not to focus too much on this specific scenario, but the outcome of this was that they got another temporary living situation, and like they said, they're gonna use that time to, pardon me, use it, figure out the next move. But at the end of the day, like, you're there for a few days or whatever the time span may be. Like, that's not gonna change your life. Like, you got to really be conscious and weigh the outcomes of your decisions. If they got like a Netflix deal out of this, that would be one thing. But just getting some, even if someone started to GoFundMe for you for a couple $1,000s, is that worth it? You gotta really make conscious decisions, and not to say that these people aren't even in the state of position in life to be making ultra conscious business decisions, but I think even on a whatever scale we're talking about, we do have to be incredibly conscious of the things that we're putting out there and the results in which they may have. I think is just the bottom line. And also going back to how it hurts just the brand in general. Again, there's probably like millions of people around the world that are doing these type of things, and I'm sure seeing this, you got storage unit managers putting big signs, hey, don't be here that long. Hey, we're installing cameras. Hey, no noise. Hey, no, like, they just ruined the game for a lot of people
Yep.
potentially. So that's the other thing you have to take into consideration when you go viral or when you try to put stuff on the internet. But hopefully they land on their feet, unless again, circumstances. Hopefully they didn't do no dumb shit to get in that precarious situation in the first place. And again, if they do have a young son, hopefully they're not having them.
Damn, I forgot they had a kid
storage
too.
unit.
Shoot. I didn't see the kid in that hotel, to be honest. So I don't know what his deal is.
Which is good, man.
Yeah, I hope he's living in.
We're gonna end this on. I don't have any strong views on people putting their business out online. I understand we live in the day and age where, again, our phones are glued to us, and the camera's gonna be put on at some point in time. Well, the thing I don't like about that is there are so many kids on the internet, and I'm not with that. I damn near wouldn't be surprised if they implement laws in the future regarding that. Like, kids just wholesale shouldn't be on the internet to the rate which they are. I'm not with that. But that's just a tangent point. Yeah, if there's nothing else, any other hate or comments, questions, or concerns to get off, we can wrap it up.
think I've got through my hate for the night.